The day Neymar totally schooled Argentina with Messi on the field was straight up fire. This went down on November 10th, 2016, during a lit match between Brazil and Argentina for the 2018 World Cup qualifiers. This face-off, dripping with history and beef, happened in the same Brazilian stadium where Brazil took its worst World Cup L ever, that savage 7-1 smackdown by Germany. This match was the first time the Brazilian squad with Neymar in the mix hit up the stadium that was the scene of that 2014 World Cup embarrassment. Everyone was buzzing about whether the stadium had some sort of jinx that would hex Brazil. Even though the Brazilian team was kind of feeling iffy, there was one exception: Neymar Jr. Dude wasn't even there for that historic beatdown because of an injury, but now he was back as the main star of the show. His gig was to lead Brazil in this epic showdown against the powerhouse Argentina squad, helmed by Messi, who was riding high as the world's top soccer player at the time. Neymar and Messi, tight bros and stellar teammates at Barcelona, were now going head-to-head as rivals. The game barely kicked off, and Neymar was already showing off his magic, slickly picking off an Argentine pass from Mascherano. After nailing a perfect touch on the ball, the Brazilian superstar didn't blink and launched a lightning attack down the left, blasting past Zabaleta, the Argentine defender, with insane speed. Messi, clocking the threat, dashed after Neymar, trying like crazy to get the ball back. But despite going all out, he just couldn't catch up, left in the dust as Neymar charged ahead. The Brazilian, totally boxed in by a bunch of Argentine players, decided to whip in a cross, but he put too much juice on it, resetting the play. Even though it wasn't a straight-up shot at goal, Neymar's solo move early in the game, snagging the ball from the opposition, was already hinting that he was feeling it that match. The Argentine players, hip to the Brazilian star's mad skills and noticing he was on his game, decided to crank up the pressure on Neymar, stacking up fouls left and right before the game even hit the 10-minute mark. But that didn't stop Neymar from showing off his sick skills. Dude was everywhere on the field, always getting the ball and going for those solo plays. At the 17-minute mark, Neymar got the ball in defense and was shadowed by the Argentine Perez. Instead of playing it safe and passing, Neymar took on the Argentine midfielder in a one-on-one, schooling him and leaving him in the dust. This had two other Argentine players piling on, leading to a foul against Neymar. 3 minutes later, Neymar got the ball again in the same spot, and this time he decided to clown the Argentine midfielder Biglia with an insane move, flipping the ball over his head. That move was all about getting in the heads of the Argentine players, a backward flick with no real need. But with Neymar, you can expect anything, including these kind of mind-blowing tricks. On the other side of the field, Messi was totally dialed into the game too. Catching a cross from the right, the Argentine superstar slickly drew the Brazilian defense, making room to spot Biglia wide open. Thanks to his insane game vision and pinpoint passing, Messi dished the ball to Biglia, who ripped a fierce shot toward the corner of the goal. Lucky for Brazil, goalie Alisson was on his toes and snagged the save. Up to that point, the game was neck and neck, with two of the world's best players repping their home squads, going hard in the paint. The one-on-one showdown between Neymar and Messi was heating up big time. Just 2 minutes after Brazil nearly got scored on, Neymar stepped up and pulled off a dope play, signaling it was going to be his day to shine. Catching a pass on the left offensive side, he pulled a slick first touch, throwing the Argentine defense off balance and setting up Philippe Coutinho for a prime chance to nail a banger. Neymar's assist was just the start of a legendary day for him and the Brazilian squad. After copying that goal, Argentina with Messi at the helm started pressing Brazil hard, looking to level the score. In a clutch moment, during a solo run, Messi got fouled near the Brazilian box, a spot that's prime real estate given his free kick wizardry. Positioned just right for his sweet spot, the hype was real. But at the clutch moment for the free kick, Messi didn't get his power right, and the ball ended up smashing into the wall, hitting Neymar, who was dead set on not letting Brazil lose this match. After the ball went out of bounds and the corner kick was taken, Brazil snagged the ball back and started setting up a sick counterattack, all led by Neymar. The Brazilian ace blazed past the Argentine defense with insane speed, schooling two players with his slick moves. But at the critical moment for the shot, the ball smacked the post. That play had all the makings of another goal for Brazil, but this time, it was just a near miss. Neymar, though, was hell-bent on bagging his goal before the first half was up, and it was in the dying minutes of the first half, at the 45-minute mark, during a dynamic Brazilian attack, that Neymar spotted a golden opportunity he just couldn't pass up. As his teammate Gabriel Jesus pushed forward, Neymar hit the gas, blowing past the Argentine defenders with ease. This move carved out the perfect space for him to receive a sharp pass, putting him one-on-one with the keeper. Showing the ice-cold finish of a top striker, Neymar kept his cool and pulled off a flawless finish, leaving the goalie no chance. By the end of the first half, Neymar had already racked up a goal and an assist, a standout performance in its own right, but he was pumped to keep the show going. Kicking off the second half, Neymar was quick to show he was all about keeping the heat cranked up. In a play where Argentina was trying to keep the ball, Neymar slickly snatched a pass from Biglia and bolted for the attack. His speed and moves were just too much for the Argentine defenders, who he dusted off no sweat. With his sharp eye for the game, Neymar spotted Gabriel Jesus in a prime spot. Even though Jesus didn't manage to finish, the move highlighted Neymar's key role in cooking up offensive chances for Brazil. Messi's Argentina squad, trailing 2-0, was getting more and more shook, desperately trying to whip up plays for a comeback. About 10 minutes into the second half, Messi sparked a quick counter. Pushing up the field, he played a 1-2 with a teammate and then dished it to Di Maria. But Di Maria's shot didn't hit the mark, and the ball went out, crossing the backline. Not long after, Neymar got the ball just past midfield and started tearing up, weaving through the Argentine defenders with wild agility, until he was stopped by a rough tackle from Funes Mori. The ref didn't hesitate to flash the yellow card at the Argentine defender for the nasty challenge. Then, in another Brazilian offensive, this time without Neymar's direct involvement, Paulinho got the ball in the box and banged in another goal, bumping Brazil's lead to 3-0. At that point, Messi and the other Argentine players started to feel like flipping the script was getting more and more out of reach. You could legit see the frustration on Messi's face, who was now just trying to narrow the gap to dodge a bigger embarrassment. Meanwhile, the Brazilian fans, hyped by the solid lead over their archrival, were all lit up, celebrating every moment that locked in Brazil's win. And Neymar? Dude was still showing this was unmistakably his day to shine. In a moment where he took control in midfield, Neymar pulled off another sick move on Biglia, the same guy he had already styled on earlier in the game. After that fire play, Neymar got pumped and pushed forward, but got boxed in by 4 Argentine players, making it almost impossible to keep going with the ball. Minutes later, on a Brazilian counter, Neymar got the ball on the left flank and faced off the Argentine defenders with his signature step-overs. He drew 4 defenders, carving out space for his teammates. Neymar decided to whip in a cross, but sadly, the ball got picked off by the Argentine defender Funes Mori. Still, Brazil kept possession with Gabriel Jesus, who juked the Argentine defender but ended up getting shoved in the box and lost the ball to the keeper. That move looked like a clear penalty, but with the game so much in Brazil's favor, the players chose not to beef with the ref about it. Right after that, Neymar got another shot when he snagged a sweet, long pass. He managed to juke the goalie, but sadly ran out of field before he could finish. It was yet another fire move that could have turned into another goal for Brazil. At this point in the game, the Argentine squad seemed just focused on keeping Brazil from racking up the score, pulling all sorts of fouls to break up Brazil's plays V. As the game was winding down, Neymar got a slick pass from Marcelo, putting him one-on-one with the keeper, but bummer, he couldn't connect right with the ball. Neymar showed some frustration, not so much about the score, but because he knew he blew a clear chance to score. But that didn't kill Neymar's vibe. In less than 2 minutes, Brazil picked off an Argentine pass, and Neymar, chilling on the left flank again, got the ball. With skill and boldness, he played it smart, trying to outmaneuver his opponent, then went for a pass to set up his teammate for the finish. But no luck, the Argentine defense got their act together just in time and cut off the pass to Brazilian striker Douglas Costa. In stoppage time, with just a minute left, Messi kicked off a solo play in a bid to ease the embarrassment his team was facing. The Argentine ace pushed against the Brazilian defense, slipping past a few players, but couldn't carve out room for a legit shot. Messi's only move was to desperately boot the ball before it rolled out, ending up with a shot that flew way off target. Right after that last-ditch Argentine attack, the ref blew the whistle, calling game over. The match wrapped up 3-0 for Brazil, but it felt like it could have been an even bigger beatdown on Argentina. In this game, Neymar was on fire, bagging a goal, dishing out an assist, and pulling off a bunch of moves that shook the Argentine squad, including Messi, who was definitely not thrilled with how things went down. And if you dug seeing Neymar school Messi, you'll totally want to catch the time he went up against Ronaldinho and tried to show him up, but ended up getting schooled himself. Curious? Then hit up the video popping up on your screen and check out the day Ronaldinho proved he's the real king of slick moves.